Hi, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you to this episode of All Things Lean. My name is Madhulika Rajrahan, mother, author, green energy enthusiast, and a certified Lean Six Sigma black belt expert. In this episode, we will talk about how to improve user experience by incorporating the self generation effect in your user interface design to make them more relevant and memorable for the user. But before we start, let's understand what is self-generation effect. The self-generation effect describes how information is better remembered when it is self-generated as opposed to passively consuming or interacting with it. Successful companies such as Microsoft and Electronic Arts designed customization tools that are built into many of the great products we use today. These tools reflect the importance of utilizing the phenomena of self-generation effect. When you incorporate this phenomena into your designs, you will be able to create more memorable user interfaces. It is a robust phenomena studied by various cognitive science researchers, including Norman Slamika and Peter Graf in 1978. That is observed across a variety of recall exercises involving verbal information, pictures, as well as arithmetic problems. One theory of self generation effect is the lexical activation hypothesis, explored by cognitive scientists John Gardner and James Hampton in 1985. It explains that more semantic memory involvement is required in the process of generating information than the simple act of reading. Gardner and Hampton proposed the lexical activation hypothesis based on three experiment results that support their theory. One experiment tested participants on a homogeneous set of letter bigrams, a sequence of two adjacent elements from a string of letters. The result was that recall performances were considerably worse when learning meaningless bigrams than when learning meaningful, well known abbreviations. The second experiment tested participants on both unitized and non unitized numbers. For example, 25 versus 25. The results showed the self generation effect appeared for the recall of unitized but not for the non unitized numbers. In a third experiment examined by Gardner and Hampton, participants were tested on both familiar and unfamiliar word pairs, forming compound nouns, nouns made up of two or more words. They found the self generation effect occurs only when meaningful, familiar word pairs, for example, cheesecake, were presented to participants, but not for meaningless, unfamiliar word pairs, for example, cheese and ketchup. Based on the lexical activation hypothesis, it seems as though we need to encourage the act of self generating information in order to increase the sense of meaning it has, as opposed to letting our users passively consume information. If you want your users to have a better recall every time they log into your app, or have a better experience every time they play the game you designed, then you may want to encourage them to set up a self generating component of the product of their own. Because as far as the 19th century, people have known that if you want to do things well, do them yourself. That's what Napoleon Bonaparte said. There are many arguments against the self generation effect, as various experiments results have tried to explain away the phenomena by stating that when a participant is imagining the content while reading, they recall things or retrieve from memory just as well when they are asked to self generate. There have also been studies where the advantages of self generation effect are eliminated when participants are given instructions on how to process the information when reading, leaving the recall result just as effective as self generation. Nonetheless, it is important to understand how to incorporate self-generation into your user interface designs in order to improve user experience as reflected in a variety of successful products designed by some very successful companies. The self-generation effect is prompted in many of customization tools built into some of the most widely used products out there. This phenomena provides users with a sense of control as they customize their own tools according to their functionalities. Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Word, EA Sports, Grain controller settings, and Logitech MX Series mice are just a handful of many popular products that have self-generated effect reflected in their design. In the next episode, we'll talk more about some cases where we can see the efficient use of self-generation effect. With this, we come to an end to this edition of All Things Lean. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment in the comment section. Until next time, this is your host, Madhulika Rajahan, signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.